And hold on, let me just increase the volume. Sekejap ya. Okay, so I think we are good to go, right? So let's begin the session for this morning with my general briefing, and then followed by the coordinators in accordance to their the breakout session. Okay, so this is the outline for today. And just to greet everyone here, okay, so just to welcome everyone. So you would have consist here, basically we have students from civil, mechanical, chemical, and electrical engineering. So it is not specifically one school. Okay, so prior to this, we had that, but after we have restructured in 2021 into a College of Engineering, so the postgraduate are under one umbrella, and all of you here might have come from civil, mechanical, chemical, electrical engineering in general. Okay, this one just to kickstart in terms of your affiliation. Okay, so as a student of College of Engineering, in any way that you want to affiliate yourself as a student, so this will be the way that you are going to place your name and also your current affiliation. Okay, so you might have your name, Muhammad bin Ahmad. Okay, you might be a student of research. You can say yourself as a student of coursework. Okay, so PhD candidate. So the address will be as such. Okay, so your affiliation will be School of Civil Engineering or Chemical or Electrical or Mechanical Engineering under the roof of College of Engineering. Okay, so University Technology Mara, Shah Alam, Selangor. So this one, just to kickstart your current affiliation as a student with us. Okay, so for the people, okay, so for postgraduate studies, so just to give you the scenario, postgraduate office are being like a satellite for IPSIS. Okay, so IPSIS is the governing body for postgraduate at UiTM. So the task of IPSIS basically is much more on the policy, the delegation of instruction from MQA, because our courses are basically accredited under MQA. Okay, so all of our courses are accredited under MQA, and you can check it under the MQR registrar. So IPSIS is the governing body that sets up or lays out the policy, and we will be the executor. Okay, so in terms of operational, in terms of managing the students, in terms of any queries, any application from the student, it comes to us. Okay, so there is no need for you to actually get to IPSIS. There would be like the gatekeeper at the entrance, but um, I think Mr. Ali, I think your speaker is on. Hold on, eh. Mm. Okay, I think it's okay now. Okay. Okay, so IPSIS is basically the governing board unit for postgraduate at UiTM, but all the operations, student management, your application of anything, it comes through us. Okay, so it comes to us. Even your application as a student, it comes to us. Once we offer you, then IPSIS would release the offer letter. Okay, so hence anything in regards to postgraduate studies, your academic plan and so on, please come to us. Okay, so at the college for postgraduate studies, we are headed by the Penolong Naik Chancellor, Assistant Vice Chancellor, currently Professor Suaimi. Okay, so Professor Surveyor Dr. Suaimi, and our Dean for Academic and International. Okay, so postgraduate is parked right under the Dean of Academic and International, Professor Prof. Azmi. And the postgraduate basically is headed by myself. Okay, and I am assisted by two wonderful coordinators. Okay, so I have Dr. Fazlina here, who is the coordinator for research program. So please keep their name in mind in regards to your enrollment, so that they are the key person. Okay, so if you have any issue with your program or any of such, please, you need to know this person. Okay, so if you are enrolled under research program, whether it's Masters by Research or PhD, you must know Dr. Fazlina by heart. Okay, and Dr. Fazlina is assisted by penyelaras. Okay, so the leader of the program. So Dr. Habibah is currently the leader for promotion and student development. So we would have webinars in a periodical time. Okay, so we have thesis writing at the end of every month. We have thesis boot camp activities. So we have several activities running, and it would be organized, or it will be handled by Dr. Habibah. So please, when we have webinars or when we have any activities, please join us, because, basically we are doing it for you. Okay, so sometimes when we are studying in isolation, it is pretty stressful. So when you come into the activities, you meet the other students, you could see that you might have similarities, and you might discuss, exchange ideas, and so on. So please join us once we have any promotion on the webinars and so on. As so far, all the activities that we have conducted, it is free of charge, except that we kind of sometimes depends. Okay, so we see that if a lot of changes last minute, so we might take commitment fees like 10 ringgit or so. So it depends. Okay, so it depends. So but most of our activities are basically free, so it is organized for your benefit, for your development. Okay, so Dr. Siti Hamidah Abdul Rahman is basically the lead for 750 programs, so Masters by Research, and Dr. Shafiq is basically the leader for PhD program. Okay, so they are all assisting Dr. Fazlina under the research program. So currently the research program is having almost around 800 students, okay, in total. Okay, so for coursework mixed mode, the coordinator will be Dr. Muhammad Hafiz. Okay, so he is assisted by the leader for program under civil. So for civil students, you need to know Dr. Sharifah. Okay, so Dr. Sharifah is the leader for EC 701 until 706. So 6 programs in total for civil. So, and if you are under EM 704, you should know Dr. Noria. Okay, if you are under EE 700, which is telecommunication under electrical, you must know Dr. Nani. And if you are under the mixed mode program, EM 703, you must know Dr. Afzal. Okay, so these are the names in association to your program, and you need to know them. And you should be in one of the WhatsApp group. Okay, so we have WhatsApp group for the program for new student. So you must be in somewhere. You basically, you can't be nowhere. Okay, so you should be somewhere. So for research program, the main communicating medium is through Telegram. So you must be there. So make sure that you are somewhere. So sometimes we get students coming in the second semester without associating or attaching at any WhatsApp group, so you are lost. So make sure that you are in a certain group, and if there are any queries, you can ask in the group. Okay, so these are the academic team for postgraduate. Obviously, our office couldn't run without the administrative team that help us a lot. Okay, so the leader or the lead for the administrative team will be Encik Awang Kuashari. Okay, and but the key person that you need to know, and which are basically stationed at our office here, will be Puan Fazni. Okay, so Puan Fazni is assisting Dr. Hafiz. Okay, so Puan Fazni is the EO Kanan, okay, and assisted by Puan Imania and also Puan Adiba. Okay, so because currently our coursework is around 12 programs. So basically we have Rushuhani. Hold on, I need to mute. Okay, done it. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let's get back here. Okay, so for coursework, mixed mode. Okay, so the administrative team that you need to know and who are assisting us would be Puan Fazni. Okay, so she's assisted by Puan Imania and also Puan Adiba. Okay, so we recently reassigned Puan Adiba to assist in mixed mode coursework program. For research program, the administrative team, sometimes you might get letters from them or as such. I think if you're new, tak adalah. Okay, so if you are recurring semesters and so on, you might get some email. Would be Puan Mardiana. Okay, so EO Kanan, and she's assisted by Puan Ezrin. Okay, so for coursework would be Puan Fazni, Puan Nurimania, and also Puan Adiba. For research would be Puan Mardiana and also Puan Ezrin. So we are pretty a small office, so I believe you can easily get to the PIC in charge. Okay, so it is a clear demarcation between research and also coursework program. Okay, and for location wise, we are currently physically located at the College of Engineering, level 9, Tower 1. So,
Dr. Sheila,
yeah.
this is Nurbaiti. I think am I the only one cannot see your slides? I cannot see your
Oh, hold on, I haven't shared balik kot. Kejap, Oh, yeah, I haven't shared. Sorry. Okay, you can see this now, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, okay. So this one, I think you have seen just now, I suppose, yeah? Okay. Okay, so we are currently located at the College of Engineering, UiTM Shah Alam. We are at level 9, Tower 1. Okay, so if you take the lift, it will be right on your left-hand side. So practically at the tower lah. Okay, so but the board is still Faculty Kejuruteraan Mechanical. So but it is a postgraduate office. Okay, so just for the information of everyone here, we have a 12 coursework mixed mode program. We have actually 11 coursework program and one mixed mode program. So if you are taking coursework or mixed mode, you should fall somewhere here. Okay, so one of these programs. So the new program that we offer this semester would be robotics, manufacturing, and the aviation. So the one in blue. So the others are old programs. Okay, so for academic rules and regulation, okay, so for coursework mixed mode, please, okay, so the academic regulation is made free for you. You can download it at the IPSIS website. Okay, so this is the link to this academic regulation. Please get to know the academic regulation. It's like a contract you are signing before you buying a house. Okay, so you need to know what you have signed up for, what is your role as a student, and what are the do's and don'ts. Okay, so there are grading and so on. But I believe Dr. Hafiz would go into this in a more detailed manner. Right, so that will be done by Dr. Hafiz. So please, for coursework mixed mode student, please join the breakout session after this. Okay, and for student enrollment, okay, so for your information, coursework we have around 291 students. Mixed mode we have around 34. In total, we are talking about 325 for coursework mixed mode students. Okay, for research program we have 8. Okay, so each of the school would have 2 programs, which is Masters by Research 750 and PhD 950. So you can see that the only difference between the schools are the code of the school. Okay, so EC is for civil, EE is for electrical, EM is for mechanical, and EH is for chemical. So the code at the back represents your program. 750 is for Master Science, 950 is for PhD. Okay, so for Masters by Research, okay, so it will be done in a more detailed manner by Dr. Fazlina, but just to highlight several things in general, okay, as a student and what are your flexibility also. Okay, as a student, okay, so sometimes we get issues of students with financial issues. Okay, so we have students with family problems, work related problems, or maybe the task at the work and so on, that they couldn't focus on the study. So, as a student, you are allowed to actually take like a leave from the study. Okay, so we call that deferment. Okay, so you're allowed to kind of defer one semester. So let's say the coming semester you are having you have been assigned work with very high loading, okay, and you can't attend classes and so on, so you might want to apply for deferment. And for masters, whether you are masters by research or coursework, you are allowed a maximum of twice throughout the duration of your study. So if you take deferment, the fees will be deferred for the semester. You do not need to pay the fees, and the semester does not move. So for example, so you intend to take deferment in semester 2. When you come back in the third semester, in your record is still semester 2. It is assuming that you are not active lah. When you're not active, the semester doesn't move. So um, in case of any issues, any problem, you could do that. But if you have any health related issue, you apply for special leave. Okay, so cuti khas. So that is also maximum twice throughout your duration of study. So in total, if you have any reasons not relating to health, you might take deferment. If it's relating to health, if you're going for maternity leave and so on, then you could take special leave twice. Okay, and for masters by research, okay, so the graduate on time will be 2 years. Okay, so I think this will be done by Dr. Fazlina in detail. So I just want to highlight the obvious rules or obvious facilities, or maybe certain elements that you need to know as a student. Okay, so the academic wise, conversion and so on, I think Dr. Fazlina will go through that. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so PhD as well. Okay, so if you have any factors, reasonings that, as I've mentioned prior to that, for PhD, you can take up to 4 times throughout the duration. And for special leave, up to twice. Okay, so these are the sort of like flexibility given to you as a student in case that you have come into a situation that couldn't be avoided and you can't continue the study for at that semester. However, one more thing that I need to highlight here is about menarik diri. Okay, so if you want to retrieve or you want to retract, or basically you want to stop your study, you need to apply formally. You need to fill in, complete the application form to menarik diri or you withdrawal of yourself and submit to us. The reason is because sometimes, for example, if you're the first semester student, you have registered for subject and you have generated the bill, okay, and you think that after the third week you could not cope up with the study and you just gone missing, okay, without making a formal application to withdraw yourself, you might get a letter from the bursary requesting for the bill. So the outstanding bill, because you have registered for the subject. So please make sure, if you were to come to a point that you think you could not cope and you don't intend to defer and you just want to quit, you want to withdraw, make sure you complete the form. You can get the form from the IPSIS website. Complete the form and send us, because if no, the financial consequences of the outstanding payment will be on you. So that one is very important, because this has recently been done and we have cases. Okay, so please make sure that if you're going to withdraw, don't just go missing like that. Make sure you complete the form and come back to us. Okay. Okay, so for masters by research and PhD students, we have huge on that. Okay, so masters by research, we have 395 students. PhD, we have 459. And in total, actually, we have around almost 900 coming on. Okay, so 854. So we have a huge number of research students. So hence, please, okay, because research is very much an independent work. So please make sure that the consultation with your supervisor, you are in the know. Okay, so I think Dr. Fazlina will walk you through on the milestone. You can see that research is very the time is yours. Okay, so your commitment, your the way you manage your time is very important. Okay, so for research program. So currently for international student, we have around 99, and the number is climbing pretty fast actually. Okay, so I think for today, probably we have reached around 100 students. Okay, so please make sure that you get yourself a copy of the latest academic regulation. Okay, so we have several amendments. Make sure that you get the amendment 2021. Okay, so once you go on to the IPSIS website, you should be able to download it. It is under the tab at your right hand corner, top part. Okay, so you can see a regulation and it should be there. Okay, so I will just wrap up pretty fast. I will pass on the session to the coordinators. So just a quick general point. Okay, so as a postgrad student, okay, so I understand that we have postgrad students coming from different backgrounds per se, and students who are working full-time, part-time, recently graduated students. So we have students coming from different various walks of life. Okay, so but the thing that we need from you is commitment. Okay, so we understand that you might be working, you might be having your own constraint with family and so on, but please, okay, so once you register as a student, we believe that you intend to study. There is a motivation to that, and we hope to support you all the way until you graduate. Okay, so that's what we are trying to do. So we hope that once you register, please, okay, so try your level best to go through all the courses, your research, and stay committed, because when you register, there is a motivation. So if you just finish it, or if you just, at halfway, really, actually, the feeling is not good. Okay, so it is the feeling of unfulfilled work, unfulfilled pledge that you make to yourself. So please make sure that try your level best to commit yourself. Time management is very important and so on. Okay, and also when you talk about postgraduate, it's different from undergraduate. Okay, you can see that undergraduate is a very much systematic, very it is spelled out to you. This is how you're going to do this. Okay, so it is a very structured per se. For postgraduate, it's not as such. Even coursework. Coursework is still structured. However, there are certain flexibilities for you, especially when we talk about assignment. Okay, so it will require a lot of independent work, and also collaboration between you all. Okay, so as a teamwork and so on. So hence the do's, please learn on your own a lot. Okay, so it is about you have passed the undergraduate level, which are a lot being given by the lecturer. Okay, so it is served to you, it is given to you, and you just need to digest it. But postgraduate is where you need to search. Okay, so you need to explore. You would come into elements which are more than what is in your lecture. So while you're exploring, you can find different new concept, new technology advancements. So that is where you actually learn more than being served to you in the lecture. Okay, so really it's about exploring. Okay, so learn on your own, independent, and postgraduate would require you to write. Okay, so you could see that your assignment is pretty much open-ended in general, and you would need to write. While you explore, you write. So that could actually polish off a lot of your soft skill. Okay, so it is not much about memorizing. It is not much about, really thinking and just spill it. It is about getting your ideas, synthesize it, and produce it in a proper write-up. Okay, so write. And I believe your postgraduate study would actually assist you in polishing your mind. Okay, so critically thinking, synthesizing different aspects that you got in your subject matter. So that's very important. Okay, so PhD especially, I believe like once you have completed your PhD, even though you are not young and so on, so we are not talking about age here. So I think it gives you a sense of maturity that, you is better clarity, because you would think a lot. And our mind, basically, our brain is like muscle. Okay, so if you don't use it, then it will just get lembik. Okay, so you need to use your brain, and when you're using it, trust me, the brain gives you back. Okay, so you can see a lot of issues in a more better clarity. Okay, so seek for answers. Okay, so and this one is very important. So whether you are coursework, mixed mode, research, you would have supervisor at one point of your time. For research, all the time. But for coursework and mixed mode, at one point of your study, you will need supervisor, and please always keep in touch with them and don't go missing, because we have this issue is quite critical is occurring to us. So sometimes student doing dissertation, they get to the supervisor final week to ask the supervisor to check. How could your supervisor check the full semester's thesis in a couple of days? So that's impossible. Okay, and even so, the feedback will be quite vague because one semester it needs to be read. So please make sure while you're doing your dissertation and so on, make sure that you keep in touch with the supervisor. And this one, very important for us to highlight, do not plagiarize. Okay, so plagiarism is basically you copy other people's work and place it as your own work. Okay, not the whole thing. Sometimes you might copy a paragraph. No, you cannot copy a paragraph from somewhere and place it as though that is done by you. Okay, so you need to do the paraphrasing. So you kind of like read what someone has done and you synthesize it and place it or rewrite it into your own words. So you tak boleh copy and paste. Okay, so please do not plagiarize. We have cases as well on plagiarism, and we need to take actions on this. So please do not plagiarize. So I think I have recorded it. Okay. Okay, so do not underestimate your capability and contribution. So coming to postgrad, okay, so because undergrad is a very fixed term, sometimes the maturity is not there. So sometimes we get people coming in just to redeem themselves over their undergraduate CGPA. So postgrad if you're working, so you have gone through certain experience in working and so on, I believe this could actually enhance your potential future. Okay, so do not underestimate and do not do last minute job. Do not take for granted. Okay, so any research, don't do it last minute, because research could not be done in a day, could not be done in a week. Please, it takes time. Okay, so research does not happen just at the blink of an eye. So, and importantly, do not give up. Okay, so this is very important. Sometimes we would come into situation that forces to, okay, just stop lah. But please, you have made the choice to register and for a reason. So please keep that until the end and finish whatever you have started. Okay, so these are just simple tips to survive your postgrad studies. Try not to work in isolation. Postgrad is a very good it's a community that consists of all walks of life. You can learn from so many experience that you would meet, because you're talking about, for coursework, you have 14 weeks together. So with the others, so try to get the others, try to get to know them. Roles and responsibility with supervisors, very important. Okay, so especially research, so especially research. So it should be two-way communication. Expectation should be made known. Okay, so it should be a clear, open communication. If you're unhappy with your supervisor, talk to the supervisor. Okay, if the supervisor are unhappy with you, I think it should be communicated well. If you can't solve certain conflict, if there are certain conflict that is beyond repairable between both of you, then come to us. Okay, so our task is not to support the supervisor, not to support the student. We are not on either one of the side. Okay, because sometimes they say that postgraduate is on the supervisor's side. No. So our task is to ensure that you complete your study. So in order to do that, we need to be neutral. So if you have any issue with your supervisor that requires external intervention like us, so please come to us. Okay, so develop a timeline, very important. Time management, and importantly, I need to stress out that you need to take care of your emotional, especially when we are talking about PhD research that might take 3 to 4 years. is a long-term relationship with your study on one subject. Okay, so during your UG, several subjects. Okay, you kind of touch and go, touch and go, and touch and go. So it's a short-term relationship. But PhD is a long-term relationship. You would pour in emotions, happy, sad, stress, a lot. But you need to pay attention to that to make sure to keep your sanity. Okay, so that's very important. Reward yourself, that's common. Sometimes we do it. And share your experience, talk to people. Okay, so sometimes you just need someone to talk to, not within your field is fine, other fields as well. Okay, so sometimes you will get some invitation to webinars, which is not in your field, but sometimes it could open you up into different ideas. It's because nowadays when we're talking about concept, it is not really isolated to our field. So cross transdisciplinary research are basically in now basically. Okay. All right. And I also want to highlight that we have a society, engineering postgraduate society of our own. So please, you're invited to join us as well. Okay. So we have a WhatsApp group for that. Okay. And we have all the social media. Okay. So we are trying to make it as active as possible. Okay, so Dr. Habiba is handling all the website and also social media. So please follow us. Okay. And the related forms. Okay, so for coursework and for research, so these are the forms that you can actually download. So it is all on the IPSIS website. So we do not have a form of our own except for research program on the nomination of supervisor. So Dr. Fazlina will go in detail of that for research program. But for the others, basically the form could be downloaded from the IPSIS website. Okay, so if you're going to apply for deferment and so on, it is on there. Okay, so it will be a website applied to everyone. Okay, so important dates that you need to know. Okay, so research, regardless if you are research or coursework, your registration should be done before 30th October. Okay, so for coursework mixed mode, importantly, very important, you need to register your courses. Okay, so go on to the student portal. There are registration there, and I believe if you are already in the WhatsApp group, for example, EC, Dr. Sharifa would have assisted you very well in the online registration. If you still have issue, go and check back with the leader of the program, okay, or Dr. Hafiz in general. Okay, so I would prefer go on to the leader of the program because they know better. They know the best of the program. So please make sure if you're going to add your subject, if you want to drop the subject, please do it before 30th October. So make sure that next week is our first class. Go on to the class, so check on it, see how it goes, and if anything, any decision to be done before that. For research as well, okay, so research as well, register yourself before 30 October. If you're a new student, it has been registered for you, shouldn't be a problem. If you are a returning student, if there are semester 2 student above for research, you must register yourself through student portal. It is not automatically registered for you. Every semester, to keep yourself activated, you need to register yourself. You need to enter the student portal and register yourself. There is no automatic registration. Okay, because we can't force people to be automatically registered. No. So for students, returning student, particularly research or new student, for the coming semester, semester 2, until you complete, make sure that you do the online registration in your student portal every semester. Okay. All right. So the last date for tuition fees payment will be 27 February for this semester. Okay, so 27 February 2023. And if you intend to stagger your fees payment, okay, so if you intend to pay in installment, for example, then you can apply for it through this. Okay, so this link below, online UiTM IPSIS deferment. Okay, so do the application before 30th October if you intend to pay in staggered manner. Okay, so I'm almost reaching the end of my presentation. Okay, so I think the key word basically when we talk about postgraduate to complete is the motivation that keeps us going. Okay, so we really at this point, so I understand very well that if you're working, you want to continue your studies with family, it is really not an easy task. Okay, it is really it is challenging, and we respect you. You intend to actually further deepen your knowledge with all of it going. Okay, so please, if anything, before you decide, think back. Okay, so what keeps you going? Okay, so why did you in the first place register? So the motivation is very important. Okay, so I hope all of you are here with the right motivation. Okay, so last but not least, I think I have all my team here. Basically, I have the academic team, Dr. Fazlina, I have Dr. Hafiz, I have the administrative team, so I have Puan Ezrin. Oh, everyone is here. Puan Fazni, Puan Mardiana, Puan Im, Puan Adiba is here. So we are happy to help. Okay, so if you have any queries on research program, this is our official email. Okay, so coe_pg_research@uitm.edu.my. And for any application form queries on coursework mixed mode, okay, if you can't, any formal application per se, okay, so any formal deferment and so on, this is the email. However, if you have question directly about your academic subject, registration, and so on, you may contact the lead of the program. Okay, so with that, I end my session for this morning presentation. Before I pass it on to Dr. Fazlina and also Dr. Hafiz. Any question from the floor? Let me just check the chat box.
Hello, Dr. Sheila.
Yes.
Hi, this is
Okay.
Dr. Paiti from
Okay.
ITM Pasir Gudang.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Sheila, I nak tanya je about the fees for staff for ITM, the ITM. So
Okay.
basically for the branch, as I have been informed by my colleagues that we have to send to get the confirmation letter that we are currently staff of UITM. So the confirmation letter, so do we need to email somebody else to state these kind of things or how?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. So for staff, you are given the discount. You can contact the bursary terus, Bendahari. Are you in the Telegram group?
Ya, ya, bendahari you
Ah,
mean in the bendahari Shah Alam or bendahari Pasir Gudang in my branch?
Bendahari Shah Alam. Are you registered under Pasir Gudang?
I register dengan di bawah Shah Alam.
Shah Alam. So, Bendahari Shah Alam, because we have Bendahari that is uh, what do you call, specifically for postgraduate. So I will share the numbers of the Bendahari in the Telegram. Are you in the Telegram?
Ya, ya, I'm in the Telegram.
Okay, so we'll share that there, and you might contact the person right away lah, PIC tu. It is straight with the Bendahari.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sheila.
You're welcome. So, any other question? Okay, so we will share the recording. We will upload the recording in the YouTube, and we will share it in the group. So, and attendance, no, we do not have any attendance. So, okay, so Dr. Fazlina has passed on the link for the website, the link for the research program in the chat box. So if you are under research program, please go on later. So once you are ended, please go on, click on the Dr. Fazlina's link. So she will brief you on the research program. And on the coursework pula, it is also given by Dr. Fazlina. Hold on, let me check. Hold on, So I suppose it is in the box. Hold on, let me check the text. Mm, Okay, so Dr. Fazlina will give into the research, and coursework is given another link kat sana. Okay, so for coursework, it will be uitmwebex.com/uitm. Okay, so that will be a briefing by Dr. Hafiz. And for research, ialah the link UiTM Webex with the name of Dr. Fazlina. So that will be link. That will be for research program. Okay, so please go on to the associated link according to your program. Okay, any question before we end the session? Here with me. Okay, so if there are no questions, thank you very much for your attention here. So please, after this, click the link to your associated or to your respective program. Okay, so okay, so thank you everyone and have a good day. So please do not just leave, enter the briefing by the coordinators. Okay, thank you.
Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. So please go to the other session.